We have a great Week 3 matchup as reigning NFC champs battle on Monday Night Football in the doubleheader format. Philadelphia Eagles are flying down to Tampa to take on Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is going to be a great matchup of two undefeated teams. And Ryan, I will say, let's kind of start with the Buccaneers here. They are the underdogs. I think just by just common sense and on what's on paper, they are the underdogs. But I think this is going to be a fair fight. I've been impressed with what I've seen from Tampa Bay, especially with Baker Mayfield now. There are a lot of questions about their overall performance and his overall performance as well in this new system. What do you think Baker and Tampa has to do to come away with the upset here on Monday night?
So one of the things that's to me been actually a little bit surprising about the Eagles so far is that they haven't been super explosive on the offensive side of the ball. And I think Tampa needs to come out and they need to be opportunistic. There were a couple times last week and the week before Jalen Hurts threw the ball up for grabs. He had a fumble against New England as well. And so I just don't think that offense really has its polish yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think there'll be opportunities for this Tampa Bay defense to come in and take advantage as well. Another thing, this offense has actually been surprisingly good, and I think they need to take advantage of. I think James Bradbury is questionable, and Avonte Maddox is on IR as well. So that's two of the Eagles' top secondary players, and I think they need to come out swinging, take advantage of those guys early, and then that will also in turn put the Eagles maybe on their heels on the offensive side of the ball and kind of force them to have to throw it maybe more than they want to instead of that taking that balanced approach. Another thing, Philadelphia is coming off a short week, or I'm sorry, they're coming off a long week playing that Thursday night game. And I think they're going to be feeling pretty fresh. And Tampa is going to have their hands full, I think, trying to stop this running game because DeAndre Swift had a fantastic week 2 game against the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. I think coming in Tampa Bay, they've gotten off to a good start. They were able to capitalize on Minnesota's mistakes in week 1. They were able to take advantage of the worst team in 2022 and just be the better team. Like they showed why the Bears were supposed to pick number 1 overall last year, and they capitalized on that. Now they're going to be playing a real football team, and I think that's the thing, because even then, if you look at their overall ranking right now in rushing yards allowed between the 2 weeks, they're second actually in rushing yards allowed, only actually behind the Philadelphia Eagles. But both teams played Minnesota, and Minnesota cannot run the ball at all to save their life. So I throw both those statistics kind of out the window, especially even the Eagles. The Eagles even more so, because the Eagles got to a huge victory, and essentially running the ball was like all the running plays got thrown out the playbook. So with Tampa Bay, then at the same time, they were able to shut down Justin Fields a good bit. But I also think, too, maybe that might have been the Bears just not utilizing Justin Fields' strengths, because Justin Fields should have been able to run all over the Buccaneers. And I feel like that's what the Eagles are going to do. They absolutely just torched that Vikings defense in the second half. And as you mentioned, DeAndre Swift just running over and over again. And that's going to be the thing. If the Bucs, to me, want to have any shot, they're going to have to get out to a fast start. And then also the defensive line is going to have to cause a lot of problems for Jason Kelce and that Philadelphia offensive line. In general, though, the Eagles, I feel, they haven't played up to the expectations that we expect them to. Also, Jason Kelce was talking about that this week on a radio show, saying like there's definitely some tension. We know we could be better. And that's scary to me because they can go and win football games in so many different ways. It can be a grinded out 13-10 type game. They can go and win a shootout. They have the personnel for it. Then they can also win a game where if they get up 24-14, like, well, we're going to go on an 8-minute drive where we're just going to run the ball, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's where I just think there's so many ways for Philadelphia to win this game. It's going to be fun to watch Tampa Bay play in prime time, really take a good look at Baker. I've tried to watch as much as I can of every single team with the multi-view on YouTube, which is awesome. But watching a team on prime time, I also think, too, there's that added pressure. It's like, hey, everybody's watching us now, so we really want to just perform at our best. And they're going to be going up against the best. So I think it's going to be a good measuring tool to kind of judge Tampa Bay and how their overall potential to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup. We coming into the season in week 3, I would have already chalked this up for the Eagles as a win. But in all honesty, I would be surprised if the Buccaneers win, but I would not be like, whoa, that's a big upset type in my head. So I guess that kind of leads us into the predictions here. I think Philadelphia is going to win. I think it's going to be a hard-fought win, though. I'm going to say it's going to be 27-24 for Philadelphia. I just think this is a tough Tampa team. And while they might be getting a little bit older at some key positions, Mike Evans is still a Hall of Famer. Chris Godwin is still playing well. And so for me, I like what Tampa brings to the table.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be tough to kind of see. The biggest thing to me is just going to be the trenches. This Bucs offensive line, and I mean in the closeness of the game. Bucs offensive line, I don't feel has really been tested. Again, definitely not against the Bears, and definitely not against the Vikings. And I think this defensive front is just going to absolutely just maul this Buccaneers offensive line, which is definitely being retooled. Tristan Wirfs is going to be fine. Everybody else, I think, is going to really struggle. So if they wanted to have any opportunity, just the trenches, they're going to have to compete in the trenches, and that's just where Philadelphia is so good.
Yeah. So I get you're taking Philadelphia as well.
Oh yeah, I thought I said that already, but
I didn't hear you say that.
Or if it wasn't obvious. So
yeah. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Is it going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Let us know what you think down below. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.